And welcome back, everyone, to part 4. Yep, 4. Had to be sure about that. Part 4 of What If Naruto Was a Full Uzumaki with Adamantine Chains. Now, real quick, just to reiterate, as I mentioned in the past video, because I did see someone comment on it, being a full Uzumaki doesn't inherently mean you're going to gain the other abilities like Karin has, like Kaguya's Eye, sensory capabilities, or the healing bite move technique she has. She's the only Uzumaki we've seen have that technique. Mind you, we haven't seen a great deal with them, but still. So it's not like this is something that all the Uzumaki have. I think, hell, even the Adamantine Chains we know that every Uzumaki had. I don't know why it's not labeled a Kekkei Genkai. It really is a Kekkei Genkai. But that's why Naruto maybe I'll give them to him down the line when we're dealing more with Kurama, kind of influencing his chakra, maybe awakening more abilities. But as it stands right now, no. Also, I am a little pressed for time, but I do want to get it out before tomorrow, get this recorded before tomorrow. Mostly just because with my schedule, it makes it hard to do videos on the day. So I just want to try to balance that out. So if this video is maybe only around 20 minutes long, that's why. With that being said, we catch up to the aftermath of the first encounter with Zabuza and Haku. Kakashi, being tired but okay, is actually able to get there perfectly fine. Again, he's tired. He's not like, completely laid out for a week. Mind you, when they get there and, and Nari basically just decides to be a brat, Kakashi is still lamenting on the idea of, something's not right. Why do I have this uneasy feeling? And so he mentions about Hunter Nen, what their actual job is. And realizing, here's the truth, Zabuza is still alive. Huh? And Naruto, still being Naruto, kind of gets... Naruto's ecstatic. He gets another crack at him. And so it's like, but how are we going to do? We barely managed to beat Zabuza the first time. Even Naruto and Sasuke together were only able to get a leg up on him because he wasn't ready for him. This time he will be. That's true. But we don't have enough time to prepare. Well, how is it? You're laid up. How are you going to... Yeah, no, sorry. The original line was, you're all injured. How are you going to be able to help us? I can still train you. So it'd be something along those lines, but how are we supposed to fight him this time? He's going to know what we're going to bring to the table. No, or do you think he's going to know everything you bring? After all, we have we have some time. We don't know how much, but we have time. So it's time to continue your training. And it's not going to matter. They're all going to die anyway. So, and Naruto, probably doesn't say the whole, what a super ninja is? Well, that's me only 1,000 times better. But regardless. Now, cut over briefly to Haku waking Zabuza up. So I'll do it myself. You're brutal, Haku. If you pull him out like that, you really will die. Will you be okay next time? I underestimated those kids. I think there was an actual Uzumaki still among them. I was careless. And what about Kakashi? Next time, I'll see right through his Sharingan. So we cut to them training. Now, Kakashi first states, okay, just to recap, what have you learned so far? And they show basically more or less the chakra control exercise they've been learning, which, to be fair, Naruto knows the water walking, he knows the tree climbing, in reverse order, obviously. All three of them do know how to do tree climbing, and I would actually argue Sasuke probably is approaching good control of water walking at this point. I don't know. I mean, there's probably more advanced chakra control exercises beyond that. I know, some fanfic I've read, controlling a leaf on your head, literally sticking a leaf to your head, keeping it there with your chakra is an idea for an exercise, or maybe doing that while walking up a tree, 2 different forms of chakra control at once. Or put it on your head and do it with the water, because water you have to constantly regulate the flow. It becomes unconscious for ninja after a while, but still. I know there's probably more advanced chakra control exercises that we're not really going to get into. We'll just assume that these start practicing once they've mastered the other ones. Good. And Naruto, I've told you your Kushin has been training you in water walking. Is that correct? Oh yeah, I got that down. I noticed that in that fight against Zabuza. I doubt either of you, unfortunately, have been able to get to that. And Sakura's like, no, I didn't even know you could walk on water until I saw that fight with Naruto and Zabuza. And then Sasuke points out that actually I have been getting close to getting there myself. In fact, arguably, Sasuke does have better chakra control than Naruto. He's always had better chakra control than Naruto. But with Kushina being able to train him, I mean, I guess, I'm going to recon this right now. Sasuke does probably have the slightly better chakra control than Naruto, only because his reserves aren't anywhere near as large. The larger amount of something you have, it's hard to control it and keep it all contained and regulated. So that's why Naruto, and again, obviously Kurama's chakra integrating with Naruto's constantly messing it up, but that's why Naruto's chakra control probably isn't quite as strong as Sasuke's. So if Naruto's got water walking down, which you would, I can believe that Sasuke has it too. I would say Sakura, you should practice water walking when you get a chance, but this is going to be a different training. And he pulls out 3 pieces of paper. Now, obviously, you know what this is. Now, anybody saying, is this early? Well, not really. First off, Kakashi's not planning on them actually being able to learn or master any significant elemental jutsu at this time. He's just prepping them for the time being. He will probably give them some basic jutsus to learn, but otherwise, he really wants to just get a gauge of where they'll stand. And Naruto kind of perks up. It's like, hey, wait, aren't those? Yes, your mother had asked me and said it was probably time you start learning elemental jutsu, Naruto. And Sasuke, I'm already where fire style. And seeing as it would be unfair if only 2 of you knew elemental jutsu, Sakura, you'll be learning. It's time for you to be learning this as well. So I want you to take these pieces of paper and funnel your chakra into them. What that happens to the chakra or the paper afterwards will determine what your natural affinity is. Now, keep in mind, just because you lean towards a natural affinity doesn't mean you can't learn other jutsu down the road. This is just the jutsu you'll have the easiest time learning. And so they do it, and Naruto is slicing them into wind. That makes sense. Both your mother and father had a wind jutsu. I mean, it's pretty rare in the village, but even I know a couple, so I should be able to help you with that. Sakura's then, I believe, turns to dust for Earth. It's like, Earth. Pretty stable jutsu, and I even know I have just the perfect jutsu to set you up with. And as for Sasuke, and then he kind of quirks his eyebrow. I always did have a suspicion, but this confirms it. Sasuke's like, wait, what is this? Shouldn't this burst into flames or something? And no, it crinkled. I was like, well, not exactly. See, while the Uchiha are known for the use of fire-style jutsu, that doesn't inherently mean that every Uchiha's affinity is for fire-style jutsu. Only that is the element set that you practice in. It seems you, actually, Sasuke, lean more towards me. You're a lightning specialist. Oh, it's like, whoa. So, we're going to begin with the first steps on learning first steps in this. And he pulls a leaf down for Naruto. Again, we don't know what the steps are for learning elemental jutsu, like mastering elemental chakra, apart from wind jutsu, cut the leaf, cut the waterfall kind of thing. We know, though, that you can just learn elemental jutsu. You can. It's just, if you want to actually master your affinity, you need to go probably through these exercises. Because Kakashi made a point of saying, you're now ready to use this in combat or something like that. I'm like, I'm going to be honest, Naruto probably could have used it in combat regardless. He probably just wouldn't have been able to do the Rasen Shuriken. Funneling his chakra, and that's probably why they stressed the training styles they did, the training methods they did with Naruto for that, going through the actual process of using clones, because the whole idea was to impart elemental energy or elemental chakra into the Rasengan. He wouldn't have been able to do that with an unmastered wind element. He probably still could have learned wind jutsu, but he just couldn't have actually done what he did with the Rasengan. So that actually does make some sense. But still, we don't know what the other steps hypothetically are for the other elements. I've heard some ideas that you have to lift water up and just hold it with your chakra. I've heard for water stuff. I've heard ideas that with fire style, you gotta light a stick on fire with your chakra, which actually that one really does make sense. I've heard other ideas that you light a light bulb with your chakra, for lightning. So, and earth, there's not much you can really do for it. Maybe crumbling a rock in the dust with your chakra. Either way, though, we're gonna skip that. We're gonna skip that part. I think Kakashi also knows. No, probably not the best time to be teaching them the long game of these elements. Now, I'll save that for Naruto or for Kushina to practice that when they have the free time. No, so he just hands him some scrolls. These are some basic elemental jutsus for these elements. My estimate is based on how badly Zabuza how would you put it? Based on how badly Zabuza was injured, assuming he's still alive, it's going to take him at least a week to recover. So you have until then to learn these jutsus. And so they all look. Naruto's got the Gale Palm. Don't worry. And when I feel the need and the urge, I will bring Tornado Fist back. It might even be in this series. Good chance it could be. Just that's not your first jutsu you learn. That's not the first jutsu. Tornado Fist is would be a B to A rank jutsu minimum. And then you combine it with like the Rasengan, all that. You're creating S-class jutsu with that thing. That is a powerful wind move. But anyway, so there's that. And Sakura's got the Mud Wall, good defensive jutsu. And Sasuke, so here's the thing. We don't know a lot of low-level lightning jutsu. We know mostly high-level lightning jutsu because lightning is so destructive. False Darkness is a very powerful jutsu. Actually, we don't even know. You got the Lightning Blades variations and some the Chidori variations, but there actually aren't a lot of lightning jutsu. So one of the ones I always take from is from Bleach, Byakurai White or Pale Lightning, which is just basically kind of like the equivalent of Gale Palm, except this time you just make a quick hand sign and just or whatever I think because he uses this for Chidori, so it would be like tune, boom, like point. And eventually you could get it down where you can just fire kind of like a gun a little bit. But I can imagine Sasuke eventually just learning to, let's see here. I'm trying to think of what the hand sign would look like. It'd be whoo, so whoo, yeah. It'd be whoo, yeah, whoo, like eventually Sasuke gets it down for doing it like that. And I could even see him maybe doing it on the fly in a fight with Haku. And so all three of these guys are practicing their jutsus. They're all having modicum of success. Sakura's chakra control is still hypothetically the best of them. Again, she has the least reserves among them, so she has the easiest time with control, apart from just having good chakra control to begin with. But that doesn't mean she's necessarily going to have the easiest time with controlling elements, spitting out mud, all that. I would say by the time we get to the whole, I could see Sakura because of her chakra control eventually getting the mud wall down, but her chakra is so low that it's tired her out. It's like, oh, congratulations, Sakura, you're the first one to figure it out. Also, lightning and wind would be more finesse elements and need a lot more finite control, so it would make sense that Sakura would be the first one to get it done. So now you'll be on guard duty for Tazuna. All right, good luck, you two. They're just struggling. And unlike in the original, Naruto and Sasuke actually are kind of like just thinking, like brainstorming with each other. Okay, so let's just try to think about this. So lightning's really sporadic. So you gotta just kind of let it flow, I guess, on its own, but just direct it in a target. That's not a bad idea. And wind is very free, but it can also be very. I've heard wind described as kind of like grinding. So you gotta imagine wind, I guess, is a blade or something like that. It's like, no, that's not bad. So they're practicing. Eventually, they would both get their jutsu down. Naruto probably has passed out still after training. But Naruto's blow up on Inari, does that still happen here? Difficult to say, honestly. Because on one hand, Naruto's actually had a really good life. But he's never known his dad. He still has the 9 tails in him. I think no matter what, there are going to be people who are idiots in life. And I think there's been the occasional person who's given him a nasty look, and he didn't understand it until Kushina told him about the 9 tails, and then he understood it. Mind you, Danzo didn't spill the beans, but it's very likely that word can still get out over the years in some way, shape, or form. Because we know the ninja knew. So it's very possible that someone from one of the clans who did not trust the scenario may have spilled the beans and gotten in some serious shit. I mean, that's legitimately possible. But more to the point, does he still have the same blow up on Inari? Looking at so when Inari says you don't know what it's like to be looked down and treated out like dirt, and Naruto's actually doesn't have a leg to stand on in this version. He doesn't know what it's like. He's been given bad looks, harsh looks before like that, but still he thinks about he still thinks about the fact he never got to know his dad, how his dad sacrificed himself, just like Inari's dad did, for the people in the he cared about in his home. How he's also now burdened with a terrible cost courtesy of that, but he doesn't begrudge his father because he knew what was the best. And he thinks about his mom, who probably occasionally, when he was a little kid, would probably find in her room crying, looking at her husband, not like weeping, but just like probably sniffing and just like, probably occasionally. This is what I think would have been early on, like Naruto's like 3, 4, 5. And it would still have been early after Minato's death. And he just sees his mom crying. And he goes and just holds mom, and she just, they have like good mom-son moments there. So Naruto, well, understands like, you're right, I don't understand. But I also understand that you don't have the right to belittle the sacrifice your dad made. Your dad gave his life for you, your mother, your grandfather, for everyone who lived here. And all you do is spit on that memory by cursing at the people who just try to help you. That's not what a hero. That's not your dad was a hero. That's not. He says something like your dad was a hero. He did this and this and this. That's not what a hero does. That's what a coward does. And so Naruto does still get up. I still see it again. Whenever Naruto has the 9 tails, no matter what, if Naruto has the 9 tails and he in any shape or form, and he doesn't have like full parents. Yeah, no, Naruto can't relate in the same way, but he certainly can think back to some of the hardships he's had. And he's the last of his clan, too. So, yeah, at least the last he knows about. So Naruto goes out, still trains with the Gale Palm, ends up, like, taking out a large chunk of the force, even just, like, kind of mow some of it down with his chains out of rage. Actually, probably in rage or frustration, even it unlocks a 5th chain, just like, "Rah!" And, like, coming right out of his chest, just like an arc reactor. And then finally just sleeping. Haku just like, it's that boy, the Uzumaki. And then I was like, you wake up, you'll catch your death of cold out here. It's like, oh, hey, sis. Oh, you get hey, sis, how you doing? And then obviously, I'm just working to improve. Really? Because you seem pretty strong right now. Yeah, oh yeah, I'm pretty strong, but I can always get stronger. It's my job to become Hokage. Or it's my dream to become Hokage. And to be that, I need to be the strongest ninja in the village. And Naruto, and they have the same conversation. You have people that are precious. Oh yeah, I got quite a few people. I got a lot of people precious to me. You'll go strong, very strong. Oh, by the way, I'm a boy. Ah! So he's prettier than Sakura. Well, barely not. You probably wouldn't say Sakura, but he's prettier than he's prettier than most of the girls I know. Obviously Sasuke and Haku kind of pass ships in the night. And so we get past it. Now, I don't think Naruto is actually left behind this time. There's actually no real reason for him to be left behind this time. Yeah, he trained, he was doing well, he got the Gale Palm down, all that, but honestly, if you're really breaking down his, like, in terms of how his physical status should be, he wasn't pushing himself anywhere near as hard here, except for that one moment where he passed out, training just to get let out his emotions. Then in the original. So, all right, let's get going. Naruto, I need you, and I need you to do something. He's like, right. And so when the 2 bandits come, thugs, the samurai, whatever you want to call, come to get Tsunade and Inari, Naruto left a couple clones there. It's like, hey kid, you're gonna come with us. Your mom's coming with us, kid. He's like, no. It's like, yeah, no, sorry, that's not happening. Huh? And what's this? I thought you left with Tazna. Yeah, no, not quite. Yeah, we had a feeling you guys might try something, and then another Naruto shows up. So my sensei told me to leave a couple clones just to deal with you, morons. It's like, I get up first. And Naruto just looking on. It's like, right. And then the chain's gonna. What the? It's a holy crap. What is it? And Naruto grabs him with another chain. Put us down. Okay. And the Naruto just has the Gale Palms. Right? Just, as I always like to call it, wind-style Buddha Palm. Because the Gale Palm is just kind of a mildly offensive technique that can kind of blast someone back. Or heighten like the speed of an attack, like Shuriken or something like that. But you then thrust the attack in as you're doing it. That becomes a very different attack. Especially if you now put a lot more oomph into the chakra. I could even see like a handprint like engraved in the stone later on. That'd be pretty cool. Say, hey, Naruto, you couldn't do anything. What? You were really brave. Honestly, you're crying. It's okay when you're happy. It's okay to cry. Really, it is. And don't worry about me. Poof. I'll keep a clone nearby just in case any more guys show up. And so obviously they get to the bridge. Someone must have gotten to them. And so there you are, Kakashi. And that other one, he's still trembling from excitement. Show him, Sasuke takes out the clones. Even though the clones are only what was it, like a tenth their strength or something like that? Still impressive. Looks like you might have a rival, Haku. It would seem so. And then there's him. Yeah, the Uzumaki kid. He's gonna be something else entirely. And so Naruto and Sasuke are, squaring off. It's like, I get him first, Naruto. What? Oh, come on. No buts. Oh, come on. No, that's not fair. You know damn well I should have a shot at him. All right then. Well, there's only one way to do this. Give us a minute. We got to figure this out. You're not gonna come at us all. You're not gonna come at both of us. No, we know you're Kakashi's target. No, you on the other hand are ours. But first, what are we do? Okay, and rock paper scissors. Huh? Rock paper scissors. Rock paper scissors. Even everyone's just like, really? These kids. Ha! It's like, got you. It's like, it's like, fine, you get him first. It basically would be Goku and Vegeta here a little bit. And so Sasuke and Haku start their hand-to-hand combat. It goes about the same. Sasuke, though, is like flips up in the air a little bit, and he manages to it's like lightning style. Pale lightning! It's like lightning style. Water style. Water needle jutsu. And then obviously Sasuke has to get out of the way. He still manages to do that. Manages to land a shot into Haku. Haku, stop going easy on him. Very well. I'm sorry about this. And then the music, do. And obviously the music comes in. What is this? Crystal ice mirror. And so Sasuke's in there. Fire style, fireball jutsu. You'll need much more firepower than that to melt this ice. Keep in mind, I've heard some people say that you can't melt the ice with that jutsu. That's not true. Haku even said, no, you need a lot more firepower. Like if Madara had used his fire style on that ice crystal ice mirror, I have no doubt Madara would have melted that thing. Hell, obviously we could probably guess Amaterasu would work too. Just the sheer heat isn't enough from a standard fire style jutsu. Sasuke was just lightning. Now concentrated lightning chakra probably could punch a hole in that. But it would only be like a hole that big, and it would just seal back up. It's like, and Sasuke, it's like you go after Haku, I go after Bridge Builder. Naruto, you, and all of a sudden he just sees Naruto. It's like, and then Naruto's just rushing in. Don't worry, I'll let the. And that's the thing. Zob's would be like, don't worry, I'll let the brat pass. And all of a sudden, as Haku is like slamming the Senbone into Sasuke, all of a sudden the 5 chains come out and start grappling, like piercing the crystal light, and they're chakra chains. They are chakra. So the truth is, they should be. Like someone put best. Karin was able to slice that Buddha wood statue that the Zetsus were using, and Karin is not a Kushina, and Naruto is probably stronger than Karin. So for him to be able to pierce the ice mirror is hardly questionable. He only got 5 chains though, but basically he starts running, and he starts like trying to pull them out of the way. It's like interesting. So you truly are one of the last Uzumaki. Is that right, Naruto? You believe it. Shadow Clone Jutsu! Yeah, unfortunately, you can try to get rid of the ice mirrors, but I can simply bring them back, Naruto. And then Naruto basically just rushes in. Naruto, you idiot! What are you doing here? Just shut up and watch! Shadow Clone Jutsu! You really think those clones will be able to save you, Naruto? Even your chains, as impressive as they are, you will not be able to maintain them for much longer. Or forever. And they can only block so much. You're right about that, but I don't need them to block. Just someone puts the chains through the ground for a couple close. The chains start coming through and start piercing the mirrors. It's like I can't remove them the conventional way, as it kind of like start to come through, pierce one, and then basically a chain linking all the mirrors, and Haku's like, ugh. And Haku, meanwhile, is in these mirrors. Haku doesn't want to. If these mirrors are damaged while Haku's in there, it's not good for Haku. There's a reason Haku had to move from mirror to mirror when they were destroyed, because like, ew, that's not good. It's kind of a little like a pocket dimension, which is nuts. And you know what? That's something I don't think we actually talk about much. Is that technically, and I'm gonna just look up Crystal Ice Mirror. I need to wrap this up. I need to get going. So, Crystal Ice Mirror. Hold on. Crystal Ice Mirror. I want to be very sure about this. Mirrors Naruto. Because if it says pocket dimension, then there's something then I want to be sure what it's classified as. I know it's classified as a Kekkei Genkai, but is it classified as something else? Because think about this for a second. Can travel in between these mirrors instantaneously. That part I know. We all know that part. That's why he has more or less light speed between the mirrors. But keep in mind, Haku was already slowing down. Like Haku even said, the amount of chakra it takes to maintain those mirrors is insane. So most likely, while he started out as basically light speed, because that's apparently a confirmed statement, it's not. He probably, by the time we got near the end of the fight, he was not moving at light speed anymore. Extremely quick. Okay, 1 second. Haku reflection will appear in all of them. Haku can travel by entering these mirrors. He surrounds the targets instantaneously, such the attacks. He takes each require a great deal of chakra, meaning he can't use it indefinitely. In the anime, the mirror is usually broken and leaped from it fragments. That's true. He can do that. Although Haku moves between the mirrors extremely quick, to the point that Reno describes it as describes it as light speed. That doesn't. It's like, look, I know people want to make this a light speed level feat, but I still find that really freaking hard to believe, because here's the problem. If that is a light speed level feat, then Sasuke should never have been tagged once later down the road by like Orochimaru or something. So that means Orochimaru, who's clearly not moving at light speeds, is FTL in those scenes. Like, that doesn't make any sense. So yeah, it's just the fact that he's moving so fast, it seems to resemble light speed. But regardless, even the manage, okay, so it doesn't actually say it's a pocket dimension in there, but it seems to act pocket dimension. So does that mean technically the Crystal Ice Mirror is a space-time ninjutsu? Technically, it is a pocket dimension. Technically, but regardless, I'm sure I'm gonna get something going. Like, well, actually, no, man, this happened. This again. Just to be clear, I'm not necessarily that contradicts the light speed level feat, just in terms of what we're watching in the show, because you don't really get into true FTL stuff until you get to Shippuden. But again, it's more likely he's moving so fast it is perceived at light speed, but it's not probably. But again, I'm sure we're getting Naruto, and so Haku immediately like throws Senbone at him. The clones are doing their best to keep the chakra chains at bay. But a couple of the clones pop out, and Naruto's like, I gotta do it now. Ninja art! Elemental seal! And then Naruto starts, basically, because they're chakra binding chains that can use seal as well, seals go up the chains as quickly as possible and start draining chakra from the ice. It's like, chakra seals? Of course, he's an Uzumaki seal master. Unfortunately, not. And all of a sudden, the mirrors waver in strength, but they don't shatter or disappear. What? And it's like, what? It's like, unfortunately, let me guess. You used water for your elemental seal, didn't you? So you used water for your elemental seal, didn't you? Unfortunately, ice is a combination of water and wind. And so Haku, it destroys, gets the chains. That Naruto goes down. The Senbones come out. Eventually, Sasuke does save Naruto. Gets hit by the Senbones. They have their moment, and Naruto starts to rage out. So that's where we're going to leave part 4. Thanks for watching. I'll be enjoying it. See you next time.